Hello everyone. In this video, I will be giving you a quick introduction to C++ STL containers. Since there are quite a few types of containers, I will only be covering a few representative ones, along with their characteristics. Okay, let's get started. So the first container I want to introduce is list. Before using any of these containers, make sure you've included the corresponding header files. As you can see here, I've included list, set, and map, which are the containers I will be discussing in this video. Okay, so how do we declare a list? We begin with the namespace std and followed by list, which is defined inside that namespace. And next, we use angle brackets to specify the type of data the list will store. For example, if I write int inside the angle brackets, it means this list will hold integers. And finally, we give our list a name. I will just use the letter L for simplicity. Okay, and that's how you declare a list. Now, let's try inserting some integers and explore how this container behaves. To insert data into a list, we use the pushback member function, which appends the element to the end of the list. This means the data is not sorted automatically. Okay, let's try adding a few elements. Now, how do we traverse the list and output its elements? There are two main ways. The first one is using iterator, and next one is using a range-based for loop. Let's look at the iterator method first. An iterator is similar to a pointer, which allows us to access elements within the list. Okay? And declaring ones looks very similar to how we declare the list itself. We will write it like this. Okay, to start traversing, we first set it to point to the beginning of the list. And then we use a for loop to iterate over each element. Alternatively, we can use a range-based for loop, which doesn't require an iterator. Okay. Here we use the auto keyword to let the compiler automatically determine the data type. While convenient, excessive use of auto can slightly reduce performance, but overall it makes the code cleaner. So again, we output the elements inside the loop. Okay, before running it, I want to add a separated line in here. Okay, up to this point, both traversal methods, iterators, and range-based for loops are applicable to all STL containers. Let's run the code and see what we get. And next, let's look at the set. Its declaration syntax is the same as list. Just replace list with set. Okay? However, set doesn't use pushback. Instead, we use the function insert to add elements. This means set automatically sorts its elements and is more efficient. When it comes to searching for specific values, okay, let's copy our earlier code and modify it slightly. Okay, let's run it to check. From lit output, you will see that the values are printed in ascending order. However, notice that even though we inserted 2 once, only 1 appears. That's because sets do not allow duplicate elements. So if your program requires duplicate elements and you want to preserve insertion order, then this might be a better fit. Okay? On the other hand, if you need fast lookups and unique elements, set is a great choice. Lastly, let's look at the map. A map stores a key and a value as a pair. Think of the key as an index used to quickly find the value. So how do we declare one? Okay, in this example, I'm using an integer as a key and mapping it to a string value. Pretty straightforward, right? And you can use any type as a key. But if you are using objects or pointers, you will need to overload the comparison operator because maps sort elements based on key values upon insertion. This is a more advanced topic, so feel free to explore that on your own if you are interested. Okay, let's see how to insert elements into a map. Okay, we are using the insert function along with std pair to insert key and value pairs. Note that the keys are not inserted in sorted order. We will see the sorted result after running the code. Now let's traverse the map. Okay, the auto here automatically becomes a map iterator. To access the value, we use second attributes. Okay, if you want to print the key too, let's modify the code like this. Okay, let me add the separated line in here as well and run the code and check the output. As you can see, the map elements are automatically sorted by key. Okay, that's it. There are many more STL containers in C++, but we've just covered a few representative ones in this video. We looked at how to declare them, how to insert data, and how to traverse them. Okay? In the next video, we will dive into another core topic of C++. See you then.